population, deforestation, and species loss. Problems which, as you'll see tonight, are all interconnected. The UN now estimates we are losing species at 1,000 times the natural rate of extinction. That is a staggering figure. Species are disappearing in part because of the black market trade of wildlife, and that's where our investigation begins tonight.
It's pretty nondescript besides two big glass windows outside on the left.
Behind a closed door in a cramped and sweltering room in a police station, an informant maps out the secret she's seen in Bangkok's infamous JJ Market.
There was a glass tank of small star tortoises.
Right. For her own safety, we can't show her face. This is a dangerous and tricky job.
This is where the marmosets are, in the back.
The police hope to catch dealers selling rare and endangered animals. But first, they need a plan on how to enter the market without anyone suspecting them.
Do you think if you go in from the different entrance, do you think you can find a place?
JJ Market, officially called Jarujak, is a sprawling weekend market that attracts buyers from around the world. At first glance, it's not much different from many Thai markets. But behind the bustle, there are dark secrets. This is one of the main hubs for illegal wildlife trafficking in Southeast Asia. Some of the animals are taken from Thailand's forests and waters, but many are stolen from places as far away as Africa and South America. Wildlife biologist Jeff Corwin is helping us investigate this illegal trade. Our team puts on undercover cameras, posing as tourists, checking out the market on a typical Saturday afternoon. The stalls are packed, not only with people, but with animals for sale. Many of the animals look as though they're dead or close to it due to the stifling heat. It's inhumane, perhaps, but selling all these animals is perfectly legal. But as we move deeper into the market, we begin to find endangered animals. These are endangered tortoises from Madagascar, selling for about $500 US each.
Come from Madagascar. And why are they so expensive?
The dealer proudly tells us it's because they're rare. There aren't many left in the world, he says. They're also illegal to sell. Cameras are not welcome in the animal market. Everywhere we find signs like this one, no photo. Dealers here know they have to be careful because there's an international treaty called CITES that's supposed to protect endangered species, like the two small primates called slow lorises we discover just left of the sign in the front window. But as we'll soon find out, in Thailand there are real problems enforcing international treaties. Inside this store we find even more threatened species, two South American marmosets, going for almost $2,700 US each. But the shop owners are suspicious, making it difficult for our cameras to get close to the other animals. Not wanting to cause a stir, our team leaves. The Thai police planning to raid these stores are from the Natural Environmental Crimes Division.
Who's the middleman?
They're working with conservationist Steve Galster. Galster is the co-founder of Wildlife Alliance, a conservation organization that helps train local law enforcement to recognize and protect their native species. Galster's worked as a conservationist for more than 20 years. It is risky work. He's gone undercover in Russia, Afghanistan, and throughout Africa. In each place, he stopped wildlife trading rackets. This undercover video he shot helped convict this Russian police officer who was illegally selling tiger skins. The United Nations Environmental Program says we are now losing anywhere between 18 and 50,000 species of plants and animals every year. As we said earlier, that's up to 1,000 times the natural rate of extinction. Endangered animals like tigers are killed and sold for meat, medicine, and trophies. Bear paws are cut off, dried, and sold as ashtrays. Sharks are pulled from the ocean, their fins cut off for soup. Where do all these animals and their parts end up? Galster says the top two importers of illegal wildlife are China and America. And it's big business. The trade is estimated at between $10 and $20 billion a year. Galster believes up to 1 million animals are shipped through Thailand every year, and many of them make their way through Bangkok's Jattajak market.
When she gets to that shop, she's going to slow down and switch the purse to her left shoulder. It's going to be very obvious.
Back inside the police station, the mood is tense. The police believe the wildlife traders have their own scouts looking for any signs of a coming raid.
They can stay behind about 20 meters. That'd be good.
They finally agree on a plan. The informant will take an unmarked car to the market and through a series of signals, guide the police to the illegal sellers. The officers receive their final orders and break into teams. It's about 4 miles to the JJ market, and with the informant already there, there's no way to tell if the illegal traders have already been tipped off. It's rush hour in Bangkok. We're riding with heavily armed Thai police and Wildlife Alliance's Steve Galster, heading toward the Jattajak, or JJ market. We've split into 2 teams. Wildlife biologist Jeff Corwin is just ahead of us. An informant and our team took these pictures just yesterday with an undercover camera, endangered animals being bought and sold. The informant's now at the market, hoping to guide police to the illegal dealers.
Obviously, these dealers are very sensitive to anyone coming.
Very sensitive. This is why you just saw the police take so much preparation. It just takes one leak or one person sensing there's an undercover cop around, and word goes all around the market, and they padlock their doors, close down, and they can't get anything.
We drive into the market, and the police start their work on foot. JJ's like a labyrinth. We weave through the small aisles. It's clear word of our arrival is spreading. Animal dealers are closing their shops. They know there's a provision in Thai law that makes it all but impossible for police to enter a closed store.
This door right here was just opened. So was this one. It's most curious that as we enter this market with these police officers, doors start to close.
The police keep moving toward the back of the market, where they make a discovery.
This is illegal warehouse right now where some of the people who are selling birds in this market, they'll store them here over the weekend.
Authorities shut this warehouse down less than a month ago. Already, it's reopened, stocked with birds plucked from Thailand's forest. It's illegal to sell native species.
Some of these are already dead.
That's right. So you see the conditions they're kept in here. If you walk in here, you're going to burn up really fast. You see how hot I am standing outside. Upstairs here, they got an attic too. There's no cooling system. They're not keeping them fed. These are dead already.
And that is all too common. U.S. Customs estimates 90% of the animals smuggled into America die before reaching their final destination. Most of the animals smuggled into the U.S. are birds and reptiles sold as exotic pets. The police keep moving and find the store that just yesterday was selling these animals, including the endangered slow lorises. Now it's locked. The police will break into the store only if they can confirm the 2 slow lorises are still here. That's because they're native to Thailand, and only that fact makes their sale illegal.
The light's on, but the animals won't come over to the side so we can't see it.
Even if police identify animals protected under an international treaty called CITES, Thai law stipulates that only protected animals native to Thailand are illegal to sell.
You've got the little marmosets in the back.
Is that Thai?
No.
So there's definitely threatened animals,
There's
perhaps
a lot
endangered.
of animals right here that range the gamut of critical status.
But the officers' hands are tied by their own law.
So only if they can identify a species that is from Thailand and being illegally traded can they actually break in.
That's right. And with regard to species from other countries, they actually have to prove that that person smuggled it in. Otherwise, the traders here. That's why Chatuchak Market is so rife with illegal wildlife trade.
So for now, they're just going to walk away.
They have to.
The Thai government does recognize it has a problem. Aligned with Wildlife Alliance, they launched a campaign aimed at educating people about the need to preserve rare and endangered species. They've also created a regional wildlife law enforcement network with neighboring countries.
They've got the regulations. They're signatories to all the major international treaties. But in some ways, it's like a paper tiger because it's hard for them to actually engage the necessary enforcement.
Little leopard cats?
Enforcement of international laws protecting wildlife is a problem around the world. Contradictory local laws, corruption, and the low priority most governments give to protecting endangered species means the global trade of wildlife continues to thrive.
Hi, how are you?
Before leaving the market, we make another stop at one of the stalls where we saw the endangered radiated tortoises from Madagascar.
These aren't Madagascar turtles.
By now, no surprise, they're gone. The rare tortoises replaced with a far more common variety. 2 endangered turtles from Madagascar now hidden somewhere behind these walls. 2 endangered turtles pulled from their wild habitat thousands of miles away. Why does that matter? What's the world without 2 more turtles from Madagascar? The fact is, for some endangered species, every animal counts. And in a place like Madagascar, every species lost can have a major impact on the ecosystem.
Madagascar is an island.